What's up, Alphas? It's your boy Laughs. I may looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy, and I hope one day to have a swarm of my own. Speaking of, I'm joined by the best of the Midwest, the one and only Uniqo Williams. How you doing there, Uniqo?
No. The best of all time, Kanye West. Late registration, college dropout. I mean, the list goes on and on. What you talking about? Me, the best in the Midwest? You ain't met Kanye West. Do you like Kanye West?
Do you like Kanye West?
Do you like Kanye? First of all, I want to say my bad. I should have said, who's your favorite artist? What's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? We here to talk about Swarm. Bzzz. Tell
Swarm,
me, what's up?
man, great show. Some I know Beyonce fans hate it. Shout out to all the Beyonce fans. I know that all of them hate it. They hate that movie with a passion.
Self-reflection is a thing, ain't it? Self
um,
Well, we got to look at yourself, boy. It's something else, ain't it?
First off, the show was it was a pretty good show. I want to say it was great. The characters it's about a main character named Dre who is kind of mentally ill and is going through a bunch of scenarios in her life, and she has a best friend named Maritza, and they love this artist named Nigel. And throughout the story, we start learning more and more about Dre and her connection to Marissa and her connection to Nigel, and it's like it becomes an obsession. So, and therefore, that obsession, Uniqo becomes more of a dangerous situation. What's your thoughts on this show?
I mean, as soon as they said directed by Donald Glover or written or however you want to say it, I was all in. I'm a big fan of him in regards to directing and stuff like, and then being putting us in surreal situations. Like when it comes to Atlanta, they had so many like regular like scenes where it just felt like they're regular people, and then like just it kind of just went off the rails, and it was just random weird just stuff just happening. So I don't even want to call it weird. It's just artsy. It's different. It's not, your typical something like Power. You know what I'm saying? Where just people just going from city to city or across the city, standing on over rails and looking through windows. It's just a surreal story. It's a real story, in a sense. So I was here for it. I enjoyed the show. I didn't miss a beat on every episode. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it. Would I say it's the greatest piece of art ever? No, but I would say that it is a piece of art.
Yeah, there are a few things it could have worked on. I think I think it could have been, the pacing could have been better. I think it could have been more succinct. But I get it. It's hard to do a succinct story with like a mentally ill person, unfortunately. So you have to go through things. And one thing, the first thing we're gonna go over with the story is Dre and Marissa's together. Dre is a mess, and Marissa's trying to get her life together. Marissa has this boyfriend named Khalid, whom she's in love with, and the show starts off literally with Dre walking in on our boy Khalid, beating up that Chloe Bailey pack. You know what I'm saying? Just having his way, he doing his thing with it, and she just staring. And my boy Khalid is like, "Yeah, you see what I'm doing? See this work I'm putting in here? I see you watching me. I see you." So that starts this whole thing on Marissa. We find out more about her. She trying to get her life together. She trying to do everything, but you hear Dre go out and say, I'm obsessed with Nigel. They don't have rent money because they can't really afford rent. But you find out Dre gave money for rent to give Nigel concert ticket, which put Marissa in a bad situation. We find out later that she had to go to her parents and like, yeah, I need some money. You know what I'm saying? So she had to do that favor. And Khalid was like, listen, I got a date. I'm taking her to Atlanta. We chilling. I don't know what you talking about. I'm in love with this girl. And Drake continues, Uniqo, to mess up Marissa's life by coming to work late after she hooked up with a job. Drake gets tricked by the old cashier lady about about, oh, your friend owe me money, and she don't, but she like, oh, she's special, so I'm gonna take care of her, which is very rude. Like, your friend owe me money, like, again. And then Marissa like, I don't owe her nothing. She keep tricking you because she know about your situation. She keep trying to manipulate you. So I'm gonna call the police. So she keeps getting tricked, and unfortunately, Khalid is flirting with her at every chance he get. Like, oh, I know you're a virgin. Oh, I know you want me. I saw you looking at me. And he kept flirting with her. And this is the first thing I'm gonna get let Joe talk on his feeling. And then all of a sudden, Khalid and Marissa's in a situation. She found out he cheating. Marissa ran to the house. Dre is decided forget all this because before this, exactly what happened is Marissa left Dre and said, "Listen, I'm going to Khalid's house. I'm trying to date Khalid." So now we're back in this situation first, in which she is alone, and unfortunately, she ended her life. So that happens, and then Dre, after sleeping with this random man, broke up virginity, and then the story gets kind of dark. And I'm gonna know Joe first part of this first act. How do you feel about the first act?
I mean, it is what it is. It gave us a quick introduction as to who Dre is, and gave a real quick dynamic of the actors that we would be dealing with, and then we got to see her kill Khalid and eat a whole bunch of food right after. Like food is like this overlying theme in overeating and things like that. So
Bare
that
hand,
like we would
bare
go
hand.
on through the rest of the like let me kill somebody and I'm gonna just eat like crazy. So well, with that being said, yeah, they did a very good job of introducing us. But after that, we really don't quite stand. We don't get into her head. So we're moving on. Now we at the strip club trying to make some money.
Yeah, she at the strip club, and this is a constant theme. She's meeting people who on internet diss Niger. So she's looking for this guy who's like always go to the strip club. So she becomes a stripper, a horrible stripper, by the way.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It was
And
it
she
was
play,
it
so
was
she
no
was
players club.
so
It was
she was
no
playing
players club.
so she was playing sad music. She was stripping. Nigga sound.
Yeah, it was weird. It was very weird. But she was on a mission. She loved the artist, and she was going to meet some of the strippers, the other, or I'm sorry, the other exotic dancers, if you will. She going to meet some of them, and she actually made friends with one. Right? That was wouldn't say made friends, but one made friends with her.
Yeah. Yeah, and she went. She went up to. She was friends with the stripper. Her boyfriend was abusive, so she like, I'm gonna get rid of him. And then she would start kicking him in his back. Oh, we can be Bunny and Clyde. She didn't want to be no Bunny and Clyde. I still got work to do here. So she buried out with him.
So
Unfortunately,
so
after he
so she took a L as well. So there was that. But hey, it gets even better than that. Let's get with the OG stripper and the lady that been talking crazy the whole time. Let's give them a ride. And where the ride was supposed to come from somebody that is no longer alive. So she giving them a ride. They got some problems. It is what it is. They run into the guy.
wait. Before at that party, this dude like, hey,
Oh,
can I
yeah.
try?
Yeah. I'm not gonna try and stick on the super sexual stuff. I'm gonna try and like
That was so weird, Joe. He's like, I'm
cascade
not gonna
past
stop
that.
eating. I'm like, this is so strange. I
It
know.
was
That
that is
was so strange.
weird. There are people in this world that do that, and it is what it is. I'm not one of them. I'm sorry. Um,
But she
so
did.
yeah,
She ended up meeting the guy
she
she
made
been
some
looking
money.
for. She been
Made some money.
she meet the guy that been she been
I
looking
get a
for.
flat tire. He happens to be somebody that does that.
Yeah.
That fixes cars.
And he like, oh, I know y'all lady. Y'all lady from the strip club. He took him up to the house. Y'all can sit here. I'm gonna fix it. I do it for free, whatnot. Boom, boom, boom. They get ready to go out the car. She run back in the house. The man, she think he taking a shower. She walking behind. He said, "What are you doing?" And then she tried to hit him. He start choking her. And all of a sudden, the stripper like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? She trying to use the bathroom." And so they the one who finished him. And
He
then
got shot.
and then they ran back to the car, and she ran back before them and got in the car and took off. So they left with a dead body. And I'm like, oh, we shot him, and now the police gonna be like, we have no way to get away. You know, I was like, can y'all just take a truck and drive away too? But I guess
Well, I'm sure they would be like, did he? I'm sure somebody would be like, he had a truck, but it's just riding. So she dipped off on them in their vehicle or in her vehicle. She dipped off, left them, and so now we're on to the next episode. But people are leaving clues around as to who is doing this.
and we can speed. A lot of these are the similar things.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
situations.
That's
Yeah.
what I was hinting at.
Yeah, listen, she does this thing where she goes to people And she be like, you remember this? She be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Do you like Naja? And you're like, what? Yeah, she cool. Why did you tweet this? To multiple people. And then they were like, bro, on Twitter, I was trolling. Then she gets mad and ends all of them. And it consistently happens until she meets up with a cult. Cause she is trying to get away from the police who was harassing her because they're racist.
Yeah, that's right. She did meet up with a cult. Then we have a special guest. What's that girl name is?
Billie Eilish, aka Eva.
I didn't even realize that was her, and I think it's because I've never realized that even Billie Eilish is Billie Eilish. That's where I'm at. I don't even know who. I hear her name all the time. I don't think I know her.
Yeah. So she got her things on her. But
I did not hear what you said, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Y'all caught it. Y'all didn't. It's just thing she got them things on.
Fair enough.
But the cult is happening because she getting harassed by the police. White woman came out, did the white woman thing. You harassing her because you black. The police took off because she went full Karen. And I got you. I know some people that understand you because I understand your situation. We just like you. And she goes and meets Eva, and Eva got this weird seance thing that makes her tell all her secrets. So essentially, Eva got all these girls in a cult, and she somehow manipulates them into telling secrets through smoke and mirrors and chants. And she just telling everything about everything except for one thing, her childhood. She refuses to tell her childhood to this woman. Like, why come you won't let me in on this part?
That was probably the longest. This was probably the longest episode of the season, by the way.
Yeah. And they have a seance, but old Dre, she broke out of the trance. You know how she broke out of the trance? She realized what day it was. It was the day of a Niger concert, Joe.
That Lollapalooza.
It was the day of a Niger concert. And she goes up and she's like, I gotta go. Give me my phone, woman. I gotta go.
So after it got real Paranormal Activity, the Lost One / Resident Evil 4, she got up out of there, didn't she?
Yeah. And the cult leader was like, you will not move. And she was like, your tricks don't work on me. Niger having a concert. And she ran over with a car. And then she hated the woman so bad. She might have survived the first one, too. She made sure she didn't survive. She hit that reverse button. With all kind of women in white dresses, all pale with their face of the hair just on top of the thing like this. She hit that reverse, and it was over for Billie Eilish. And she got to a Niger concert.
Didn't get far.
Oh, and another thing that happened in this also is that she ends up meeting this dude who was like friends with her husband, which is basically Jay-Z. And he's like the agent dude. So he gets in the back, he gets her ticket, and she leaves him in a freezer, and then goes to biting. And then she meets Niger for the first time and bit her. And everybody, who bit Niger? Who is that crazy? They bit Niger. So all the crazy people going crazy too, all the little crazy stand. Who bit Niger? So
yeah, it got super. Yeah, that was actually a very very important part. She got really upset. That was a weird part. Like, dude, they was feeling each other and making out over food and leaving more clues. One of the clues was hot Cheetos, and I think that leads us to our detective.
He was a former fat dude. So he's like, I've been on a diet and I lost 300 pounds after my what's his best friend? His ex passed away from like obesity or something, like heart disease.
I'll tell you this much. They did what they did. That's who she left in the freezer to get in that back closet. But that takes us to one of the more surreal, what do we call it? A Donald Glover, Childish Gambino directed episode. They did a first 48 type episode in the middle of it all. And we're seeing her whole life story, bruh. We're seeing her whole childhood told by like some of her old classmates and all that type of stuff, man. That was crazy, man. That because that's how if you watched Atlanta the final season, there was some come on, stick with me, bruh, stick with me, bruh.
I'm just looking at her name is Loretta Green. That's the detective name.
She had did what was it? So they had the real making of the Goofy movie. Yeah. They did that in the Atlanta episode, and he just basically did that in the middle of this season, just randomly switched up and said, this is first 48. and they're telling this story, but it's not. But you're sitting there thinking, is this the real? That was a surreal episode because we was like, is this really her story? Like, is this her footage? But or was this something that was that was a crazy episode.
Yeah. Shout out to Loretta
What
Green.
you think about that, man?
Loretta Green,
That's that taking it back and her singing Niger songs in front of everybody, and like doing all that and people was laughing at her. I didn't think it was that bad.
It was, but yeah,
It was probably cringy. It was, yeah, I probably would have.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Then this time also she met Rashida. If y'all know who Rashida is, Rashida kind of was like her girlfriend, who she met the parents, and she got mad and choked her out on the couch after she met her parents in her parents' house. I'm like, and then she left and went away, Joe, to Atlanta. They finally got to Atlanta where she became full on. What was her name? I can't think her name was. It was started with a D. I can't remember her name. Y'all let us know in the comment what did she turn when she basically became a dom, basically. She had a fresh cut and everything.
Oh man, that was the cringiest. My gosh. So the key word here is, I mean, do we have this on the side here? Am I in here? So I could put this caption? Cringe. I mean, gosh.
Shout out to Rashida. Rashida was fine too. She choked her out heavy, boy.
Man, listen. Shorty came back as a whole. Came back with the waves, the shortcut, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even. It was random. That's what Donald Glover does. It was like, he's probably like, hey man. I mean, she was so. What was attractive about her though to anybody? Because her personality was trash in that episode. You know what I'm saying?
And she was like the dude that was too hard to talk, but then
I'll take you home. Yeah, we can go to my spot. And there was so many bad things that happened. Like, bro, you got a whole vehicle, and you sleeping in the back of it. But she got the baddie though, right?
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to talk when she met all their parents because she still wanted to get the phone, and then they took the phone out, so she can't. She showed up at Marissa's parents' house, and they put and they put that shotgun on, and she took off dipping. She got shot in the leg and dipped. Her husband ended up. We found out years later he passed away with Loretta Green when we found out the secret, Joe. Thanks to Miss Loretta Green, we found out that she was an orphan.
You want some lemonade?
Yeah, and we found out that.
Oh, that was a lemonade reference.
Yes,
I just caught that.
It's a lot of Beyonce them references in this movie. I want y'all to know, but I couldn't remember all. I tried to write them down, but that was one of them. But she was in there, and she was like, they found out they went to the old school. We found out that she attacked the girl for messing with Marissa, and it was all weird. But Marissa held it down. Marissa kept her from going crazy. She was like, Marissa, I'm just gonna be with Marissa. And they cut out, and like I said in the episode, they cut out Marissa's phone, so now she had to find a new way to get the phone. Yeah, that part was funny. I actually did like the part when she met the dude at the cell phone store.
Oh yeah. He's a big TikToker guy too.
Yeah, so that was actually funny. But back on where we was, but Loretta went to the school. She met the little what's the little white girl, Haley, which was played by Paris Jackson, by the way.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, Haley, the little white girl, the little
what?
That
was Paris. She has a personality. Yo.
And what's the other girl name?
Only Donald Glover could find Paris Jackson and convince her to do a script, bro.
Yes, and so she was telling the story on how she was attacked by Dre and how they had to send her away. But Marissa went with Dre and like, I'm leaving with Dre, so that's how they got in this whole situation.
That's correct. I did not know all these cameos. I did not read up on the show. I just watched it and just went on about my business.
Yeah, and there was a lot of cameos, a lot of little Easter eggs you didn't miss. But we find out it gets to the end of the episode. She done ended Rashida, and now she finally
she didn't want to take the Niger ticket. again, and in another
The
situation,
second time back to back, she didn't have a
in,
way to pay a bill.
in another situation where she's supposed to be paying bills, but instead she did the Niger thing. And we know how much those concert tickets cost. And she said, man, she went in, didn't she, about them tickets and how she don't give a damn about Niger. Man, that's what made her do it. And she did it with the most straight face of all time, man. The strangulation was crazy. This girl crazy, man.
Yeah,
Or whatever we want to say. Man, I
but
just got them greasy peanut butter.
but she finally meets Niger, and they're like, and they had this weird scene.
It was crazy.
And
She got on stage.
They grabbed her. She's like, get up. And then Niger said, leave her alone. Come to me. And then she walks off and they run to the stage while she holding her in her bosom. And everybody just taking pictures. And she gets in the car and she just sits on her lap and gets her head petted and the show just ended. And I'm like, what?
That was it. That's the story. They say no. They said there's no such thing as happy ending. She got one.
Yo, the whole stop. Come to me.
Because I feel like, hold on. Because I feel like this. I feel like if that happened to Beyonce in real life and somebody jumped on stage and, I feel like she would be like, stop, let her go. And then, like, let her do her thing real quick. Give it up, y'all. Give it up, y'all. Give it up, y'all. And that's like, they're going backstage, baby. I'll come talk to you. And that's security walking by. Fuck her up. Fuck her up.
Stop. That was the wildest stuff. I'm like, why Naja didn't notice this the girl that bit her too? Like, she just bit me.
I will remember the face of the person that bit me for sure. I don't care if you cut your hair or not. Like, I'm sure I will remember who bit me.
It was so strange. I enjoyed that part. I enjoyed the strangest. The rest of it could have been, but the strangest.
It was just awesome. It was a strange show. It was good. I like I said, I just like the artistic. That's what people say about Atlanta. That's why some hard people be like, man, this show too weird. And there's other people that don't mind just taking it in for what it is and getting to the end of the story. And then you say whether it's bad or it's good. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, Donald Glover, he just has a different mind. And I guess y'all love Jordan Peele so much. So what's up? Y'all can't give Donald Glover his just because Nope. We all know who carried Nope. Keke Palmer. Because Daniel, he was acting like Dre the whole time.
Shout out to Keke Palmer. She said
her
son. She said her son gave her more than just glistening skin, body. And I'm like, oh, shout out to you, Keke.
Man,
I gotta get some girl pregnant with you.
I'm praying on their relationship downfall, and I'm hoping that I'm on rising at the time that they having their downfall. That's where I'm at. So.
Like and subscribe. Uniqo, where can they find you?
Baller Friday. You can find me UniqoWilliams.com. That's where I'm at. You can find me. All those places lead you like right here to me, and they can lead you to other places too. So just click on it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry you see that. If you want to support the channel, if you're on Facebook, anywhere else, you tip me. A lot of ways on the channel, super chats, all that stuff.
You a damn pastor. Quit pimping these people for this money.
Hey, we trying to grow a business, man. You want to support a young African American ran business?
Oh, you gonna go that way? Do you want to keep your soul from going to hell?
You want to be
like
do you want to be like Dre?
Do you want your happy ending? Because that's what God can do for you. You can see it all day long. But if you can repent, you can be in the bosom of Niger.
Everybody tell you, they tell you just gotta move all the demons out your way. Come to the bosom of the Lord. Hit that, get that merch link right now.
Hit that like and subscribe.
Hit that tip me right now. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all.
I guess they don't know who we are, bro.
They don't know who we are yet. They're like, who are these begging grifters? I've been called a grifter before for a show that didn't even do that good. So I guess I might well sell out. I'm a grifter now. And you might not know who we are, but soon you will. But until then, it's
Who are these niggas?